Hello, and welcome to First Presbyterian Church of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. We are here with David Macbeth, the organist. This is a 3-manual pipe organ that actually has 5 different manuals. It is a ridiculously large organ with a whole lot of ranks. We're going to actually take a look at a whole lot of them inside. It is a horseshoe shape in the front of the pulpit. So we're going to go inside and we're going to take a look at this in this episode of Piping Up.
Welcome to the grate and in front of the choir division here at First Presbyterian. We've just come out of the blower room, which has some of the walker controls in it as well. Obviously the main trunk line, this feeds the entire instrument off of this one main trunk line and branches off through the whole rest of the instrument. Once you get a look and turn around and look out into the chancel, you can see we wrap around 180 degrees of the chancel here. Good. So basically you've got pedal division. There's a few offset chests around both sides. So the pedal is basically split between the two halves. The grate is situated right in the middle. The trumpet en chamade we'll get to in a second. The choir division, which is slightly smaller than the swell division, but that's all inside of this swell box. And the little bit of the positif, which is unenclosed, is here out front as well. And of course, the speakers for walker.
And this is the only walker stuff here, right?
Yeah, the only thing walker in the entire instrument are the 2 32-foots in the pedal. So.
And that's just these.
Yeah.
Stuff,
so there's no other speakers anywhere else. It's trying to emulate those 2 particular stops coming from the pedal, which this is the 16-foot board.
16 boarding
in the pedal. So it's a 32 forte Borden and a 32 piano Borden essentially. So they're trying to make it sound like it's coming from that chamber.
Yeah, we have. We went to St. Stephen's in Percy.
Yep.
Their board is situated in the swell chamber in the back.
Oh.
Theirs is in a weird position. It's kind of stuffed in the back.
Yep.
They're tight for space. Their choir division is in the bell tower. It's behind the congregation. Yeah, it's a real interesting thing. But the worst thing is that, and I don't know how bad it is here, but for them, it throws like the sound stuff. It gets thrown way off, like temperature-wise.
Temperature and humidity
it changes the pitch and everything, because especially in the choir division. I don't know about it. How is it here?
We struggle with it a little bit. This wall behind the whole instrument is the outside wall to the sanctuary. So we struggle with warm air penetrating into the swell and choir well enough. And so what I end up doing, like if I'm coming in on a cold Sunday morning, I turn the organ on and just let it sit and breathe solid half an hour to try and bring the instrument up to tune. We do our level best. There's no heating element in the chambers, but all of this grating is very, very wide open, and it helps to allow room,
keep air moving,
into the instrument. But yeah, on the coldest mornings, we really struggle with the enclosed chambers.
And this is the great section now.
Yeah,
correct?
so now we're into the primary great region of the instrument.
Okay.
With the diapason being, right here out front.
Right.
The trumpet on Shamad. You can take a look. We actually had to brace the on Shamad a year or two ago. It never had any racking underneath the enchimade, and the pipes were literally melting onto themselves because of the weight. Yeah, so we've just recently added that.
So you've added a little bit of support for them up there as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you see the main rack that's across the top as it was, but this support foot here was not there in the original instrument.
You got some nice chimney going on here too. But
yeah,
some people like to pick on it as a chimney pipes.
Yeah,
it's a fun thing.
I'm trying to think you can see there's the trumpet enchimade. So the grade has two trumpets. The 8/16 standard trumpet is on the other half here, and through this goes all the way from 16 up to 4 with the super coupler.
Impressive. And then what are these little?
This is the great mixture.
That's the great mixture. Okay.
Yes, I think.
Is that a combination of this one or no?
No.
This is totally different.
This is a separate.
That's a separate one.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's literally 14 ranks of mixtures on this instrument. It's
wow.
Even though it's sort of an American classic design, like if you look at the console, it's kind of like that basic Skinner design. This organ has a decidedly neo-Baroque stop list and layout. The gentleman who was here before me as Director of Music, Mr. Greg Fumfgelt, he was for 40 years the Director of Music here, but he was also the Artistic Director and Conductor of the Bach Choir of Bethlehem. So he was a Baroque specialist.
Huge into it.
Exactly. So the original part of the organ is 1954. There were major upgrades done in 1977 and 1980. When they did the 77 and 80 upgrades, it was done by Cassavant. The original instrument is a Moller, and they really steered it in the direction of a neo-Baroque instrument. So you look at the stop list, the stop count. There's so much mixture. There's so much upper work, and very few diapasons. Even the 8-foot diapason is not very powerfully scaled. It's not like a big Skinner diapason.
Right.
That's something
which we've definitely come across.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In past videos. Yes.
And that's something that I look forward to altering with the restoration. We're going to be going from an American classic with what I'd call a German accent to something that's much closer to being a pure British, choral / orchestral instrument. The organ that we've purchased that we're using a lot of the parts will be for the restoration had a much more British leaning stop count and complement, as well as the console. So,
which will be nice for here.
Yeah, with the amount of choral work, the quality of the choral program here, my own taste and specialty in organ rep, I am much more of an Anglophile. I like my howls and that sort of stuff. So. this is the swell division. Okay.
There's some pipes that are just sitting there remotely there.
Yeah, just a few. Just a few. I'm trying to remember the layout. The big 8-foot is across the back. There's also extensions to 16 that are duplexed into the pedal.
Oh, okay.
The swell is a little tiny bit smaller, but that's a combination of the choir and the positif. And then around here, this is the rest of the pedal, up to and including this is our 16-foot open diapason down in the pedal.
Gotcha.
You can see that they're
folded.
They call that haskelling.
Yep.
So, would I love to have a 16-foot true open? Yes. The organ restoration company is talking about the possibility of it because we've got the length this way, but not that way.
Right.
So there might be a possibility of a 16-foot true length open wood in the restoration, which would thunder, but
yes.
I'm not holding my breath on that one. So. I want to shake the building.
Now, would you? Because this is the lowest note here, correct?
Yeah. So like
in the building right now.
The
right?
lowest note true pipe is this guy right here,
Gotcha.
And that's the bottom C of the 16-foot diapason.
Would you be willing to go play that quick?
Yeah, sure. That should be this guy right here. Here it comes.
Impressive.